Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Thursday, the 11th of November, there was a 2-hour developer stream where the team at GameGlass updated everything and answered all of our questions. Here's what you need to know. Craig, Chad, and Andy began the stream with a bit of a recap about the history of the project and then went directly into the newest info about the collaboration between them and CIG. GameGlass is an app with customizable pages called shards that directly execute in-game functions. You push, it does. And this makes it very easy to remember bindings because they're just there and they're labeled. It traces itself all the way back to a crowdfunding, community member created project, and it's now an official partner. At CitizenCon Manchester a couple years ago, they were already thinking about expanding, and they met the team at Atmo Esports and JDRF, plus some developers. And in speaking with some developers there, it became natural to consider how GameGlass could actually be used with an even larger impact. Conversations were had, and NDAs were signed, and then work began. Andy said that dealing with CIG and having an NDA gave them insight into a couple tactical bounds down the road and thus steered their efforts. What's being built now will be compatible and in line with all of everything that's being done. Their priority of work with CIG is to get the job done without adding extra creep. The collaboration was set up a very long time ago, and they said that they were very excited to announce it, but that they actually needed to have something to show the community before they could announce it. With the newest launch is ground up and designed to work portrait, landscape, and on various screen sizes. They wanted to release the marketplace where users could share their designs. They wanted to give us real modularity, the ability to customize, a wide range of assets in the component library, and expanded functionality. CIG wanted to ensure that the design and the final implementation made sense with the game universe, so they had final say. Craig addressed that yes, everyone knows that the backers are interested in an API that would result in two-way communication. TwoWays would not only let you push a button and activate a game feature, but could also, through telemetry, display shield strength, missile, ammo count, damage state, door status, and perhaps maybe even who's on board. More simple than that, and even more important, would be where a toggle on-off switch is being used to lock a door. With only one way, you push and it either locks or unlocks. With an API, the system would be aware of the status of the door, so it could be a door open, door close button. And because the state is known, the player could lock a locked door and it would do nothing. But because the system is aware, it would take the action properly. Very exciting stuff, and of course, that would be fantastic. Craig ended by saying that yes, they're wanting to add it, but they couldn't confirm any details about it or whether or not it was being worked on. And he said that they rolled out improvements to the latency between when you push and when it works, and also how quickly the system switches between shards. Craig then shared his screen to show off some shard navigation and other new features. You'll be able to click the top left and a pop-out will appear with all of the options. You'll be able to navigate quickly to get the shards you want, what aspect ratio you want, and then execute it. They're also adding hotkeys to the top of each page so that you can switch quickly between shards. Ship-specific themes are being worked on, but they need to be approved by CIG. The Discovery Shard was planned, but it's on pause now, pending some brainstorming on how to make it work, because it would basically manifest as a searchable player help guide with some text, and it would also link to videos on the subject. But it needs to be up to date. As new videos come out, they make old videos invalid. So someone would have to curate it, and that's the challenge. The ship database is also a priority, but because the data is either out of date or changing or not populated, having these pages might currently add more harm than good. All of the progress with Forge and optimizations for SC will also migrate into ED. We're looking at maybe getting bombing mode, drone mode, remote turret control, a navigation panel, crew command, fleet command. These are all planned, but waiting for more development progress. Keybinds are planned to have a default set. They're also looking into direct integration with the game in the future, meaning that you won't even have to adjust keybinds. The API would make the tablet know what your settings are. They're working on shards for MS Flight Sim with a total of 3 that are planned, and these can be edited to work well with DCS. They're working on shards for Final Fantasy that has quick macros, Truck Simulator, Farm Simulator, Eve, OBS, Photoshop, and others. Forge is a set of shard chunks that let you create whatever you want, and if you're a Glass Pass member, the entire library is going to be available. Andy said that this tooling is great as it also helps you create premium shards. At the 1 hour 30 mark, they finally spooled up Chad, who had questions from the community. Mac support not likely. Haptic support is planned but challenging. Hero components are animated, and currently there are no plans for user-creatable heroes in the Forge, but perhaps editing action capabilities and then adding sounds. They want to limit a user from taking something from the marketplace, changing it slightly, and then re-uploading it as their own. keybinds are now customizable and easy to configure, and he said that the current way forward is that that'll be part of the setup, that the player will have to set their own custom bindings. And they ended by saying that monetizing the marketplace, where you could sell your design for money, is planned, but that won't be anytime soon. I have the original linked up for you. There's lots of stuff going on with the channel behind the scenes, and as always, I thank you for your support. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.